Cambodian rocket attacks that killed at least 12 people in Thailand's Sisaket province. Bangkok launched airstrikes against Cambodian military targets. Thailand's acting Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai addressed the crisis after an emergency security meeting, describing the situation as just a conflict and not a declaration of war. He condemned Cambodia's use of heavy weaponry but emphasized that Thailand hopes to resolve the dispute through dialogue. Let's listen in to what the acting Prime Minister had to say.
นะครับสิ่งที่สำคัญก็คือการยิงของกัมพูชาได้ใช้อาวุธหนักในการยิงเข้ามาในเขตแดนของประเทศโดยไม่มีเป้าหมายที่ชัดเจนยิงเข้ามาในเขตที่มีเกี่ยวข้องกับพลเรือนแล้วก็มีพลเรือนของเราเสียชีวิตนะครับทั้งหมดขณะนี้ตัวเลขล่าสุดคือ11คนนะครับเป็นพลเรือน10คนเป็นทหาร1คนนะครับแล้วก็มีผู้บาดเจ็บ28คนอันนี้เราประณามว่ามีการใช้อาวุธหนักที่รุนแรงไม่มีเป้าหมายนะครับแล้วไม่ได้จำกัดเฉพาะเขตการต่อสู้นะครับเป็นการยิง
Meanwhile, Cambodia has accused Thailand of unprovoked aggression and called for a UN Security Council session. China and UNICEF have urged restraint and protection of civilians as tensions remain high. Now we are joined by Raju B. Wanwani. He's a spokesperson and VP VHP of Thailand, former Director, India Thai Chamber of Commerce, Thailand. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. Now, both countries are accusing each other of provocation. So what are the underlying causes of this conflict?
Yeah, like you said, see, in every conflict, the first victim or the first casualty is always the truth. So you will never know who fired the first shot. Although in this case, the two landmines where two Thai soldiers were injured, very badly injured, would have been the starting point. And that is where the conflict has started, in my opinion. Although in May, earlier this year in May, there was some cross-border firing in which one Cambodian soldier had died, and which led to the talk between the Thai Prime Minister and the Cambodian President of the Senate, Hun Sen. And that was, unfortunately, the recording of the conversation was leaked, which was pretty bad. Now you see, Thailand has never been occupied, it's always been independent, never been occupied by any European powers. Cambodia, on the other hand, was occupied by the French, and the border between Thailand and Cambodia was demarcated by the French. Thailand has always disputed this, and this dispute is continuing, and the present dispute is along some ancient temples, some ancient Hindu temples, one of them prominently being Pre Vihar temple, a Hindu temple. And these skirmishes have always been around the area of the temple and the surrounding areas. Cambodia has gone to the UN and the International Court of Justice, although Thailand does not allow the relevance of the International Court of Justice in this matter. So Thailand has refused to go to those international forums. So it's basically a land dispute of some ancient temples.
And also earlier we saw that China asked for peace in this region. So what role can regional powers like China and ASEAN play in easing tensions here?
Well, China does have a strong influence in this part of the world, both in Cambodia and in Thailand. But even without China, in my personal opinion, and I hope I'm right, this will fizzle out. And the earlier it fizzles out, the better it is, with lesser loss of property and human lives. Today, as you have noted in the news, Cambodia has been firing missiles randomly. They have been affected civilian areas and caused deaths of civilian lives. Whereas Thailand has been more, I would say, disciplined and basically attacked the army and the military bases of Cambodia. So I think in my opinion, I hope it will fizzle out very soon.
And now both Thailand and Cambodia have dig in their positions, with Cambodia calling for a UN Security Council meeting. Do you think what diplomatic measures could be effective in halting this cycle of violence there?
You see, besides, as you mentioned China earlier, the other aspect that you should not ignore is the fact that both of these countries are part of the ASEAN. And Thailand is a very, very prominent member of the ASEAN. So I'm sure those authorities and the other countries of ASEAN will join in and try to firstly stop the violence and try to get the two countries to come to an amicable solution where there is a peaceful, if not acceptable to both sides, solution. I'm sure there will be. And of course, there's a gentleman around the world who goes around saying that he's solved all the wars in the world. So I think maybe he might step into.
Yes, we hope so. Thank you very much, Raju.